Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I am James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin and DK in the background. We are excited tonight. I can't believe it. It is a preview show of the first preseason game. We feel like it snuck up on us. It's funny, Glenn, because I feel like part of the preseason kind of lulls, and then all of a sudden you're at the door of your first preseason game. And of course, we all know that there's a tornado watch or tornado warning issued until sometime tomorrow. So we'll hope, one, that everybody's safe, two, that the game actually happens, because we got a lot to talk about tonight. But before we do, we got to give a shout out to our proud sponsors of the show. Glenn, my man, what do we got going on?
Absolutely. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything online sports betting. Right now, you can receive a 50% free bet of up to $250 on your first deposit to bet on anything from the Olympics to baseball to Formula One racing. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. I don't know if you saw, Jimbo, but the U.S. barely snuck out with a win over Serbia. And it's funny, at the end of the game, who'd they go to? I mean, Embiid had a fantastic game, but they went to LeBron, then they went to Stephen, and then they went to Durant. The three old dudes on the team are still the most trusted in the world. I don't care. Anthony Edwards can say he's the you're not that guy yet. Leave it to the old guys. They're still those guys. When the games are over, head on over to the online casino and get in on a hand of blackjack or poker, or unwinding over the 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get in on the action. Use promo code BLEAV, B-L-E-A-V, for your free 50% bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here.
Let's go. Glenn, so much to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
I'm excited to dig into all of it. Where are we starting, DK?
Let's see here. Got the banners up.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. All right, well, let's jump right into it. Of course, Lamar has an opportunity to talk about it. Glenn, why don't you kick us off here? I'm sure you have some thoughts, as do I.
Yeah, he talked pretty openly in a recent interview about his weight loss. Said that he was watching a game from 2021, I think it was, against the Browns, and said he thought he looked fat. He said he looked fat, and he said, my eyes could be deceiving, but I think I looked slow. But he said, not no more. Jimmy's back to his speed. He said, don't even bring age up. He wouldn't let age be brought up. He said, I'm 27. I'm still a young man. And blamed at least his perceived lack of speed on being a little heavier than he said, look, I was in shape, but he said I was fat. So what are your thoughts? I mean, did you ever look at Lamar and say that guy's a little fat?
Yeah, a little pudge. Not fat.
Okay.
Not fat, but the thing is, Lamar started getting the Pat Mahomes quarterback body. You know what I'm saying? Like the Pat Mahomes, not Jared Goff. Jared Goff's got a punter body. but no, look, the thing is that, yeah, the Lamar that came out of school,
yeah,
I know people are like, he looks like a basketball player. He's skinny, this, that, and the other. Don't matter to me. Don't matter to me at all. I want that Lamar. I want the explosive, natural body weight, in shape, eating right body weight. Because the thing is, for me, Glenn, is I think he was artificially heavy. Like, I don't think he was, that he was purposefully doing that. You know, offensive linemen will eat themselves into gaining 100 pounds because they need to for their position.
Yeah.
And then they get out of the league and they're like, they're nothing. I think, obviously not to that extreme, but I think Lamar was trying to bulk up on purpose. And a lot of that, like, it turns into dirty bulking. It's not good. You know, it's not good stuff you're putting in your body. So I like him this way. I think it's closer to his natural weight if he's not purposely trying to add the weight on.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's not like it just naturally was added, like just came over time of maturing. No, it seemed like he made a point to try and be heavier and bigger to absorb some contact, I'm guessing, but realized that it affected his speed. So
and I think that's why it came off so easy.
Oh, sure. I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to make a ton of changes. He just had to stop overeating.
He's not like Big Ben, who's just at the end of his career is a huge fat ass.
Yeah. Well, Ben had that drinking neck. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
oh, I'm sure he could put down a few Bud Lights.
He had that drinking face, man.
Something tells me he could put him down. But
I don't think we just ruined our chances of Ben coming on the show. I don't think he was ever coming on. So sorry if we did.
Yeah, I don't want Big Ben on my show unless I'm just gonna tell him what I really think about him. What's going on, Connor, Lisa Ann? Appreciate you guys. Asmodeus brings up a good point we're going to touch on here in a second. What's going on? Tariq Kakik making us world famous, Jimbo. 2:37 a.m. up watching.
Let's go.
I mean, what a legend you are. Appreciate your your viewership and participation.
But really quickly, and so just to kind of summarize, no concerns.
No concerns.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not in
This
the camp.
guy, I want him here. Yeah, I don't want him bulky to absorb. I want him wiry to avoid. That's what I want. I want this guy to be able to slip, slide, dip, dive, and dodge any potential tacklers. At least get out of the way enough to where, it takes the brunt of the hit away and just takes the guy to the ground. But yeah, excited about it. I want him as fast as I saw him being caught, Jimbo.
In inordinate situations.
Right. Like guys had the angle and he didn't take the angle away from just being too fast. Like, they got the angle and they succeeded. It's like, no, he erases that angle with his speed in years past. So yeah, let's hope that speed returns that we saw previously. But like Asmodeus mentioned, there has been a recent addition to the team. It looks like DK has that put up. Yeah, there we go. Has that ready to go. The Ravens are expected to, and in fact, it's already hit the transaction list on ESPN. They're signing wide receiver Anthony Miller, a 29-year-old wide receiver, last spent time with the Chiefs. Now, it's been some time since he's had any success, Jimbo. It looks like he broke into the league in 2018 and spent his first 3 seasons in Chicago with the Bears, and definitely had his most touchdown success as a rookie. Had 7 touchdowns in his first season in 2018 on 33 catches. Then 52 catches in 2019 turned into 2 touchdowns, and then 49 catches to 2 touchdowns in 2020. But then a massive fall off, goes to Houston, only has 5 catches, plays in just 2 games. And then 2021, 1 catch, plays in only 1 game for the Steelers, and no production since then. So ultra productive for a first 3-year receiver. And then nothing since 2020, really. What do you make of this signing, Jimbo?
The only thing I don't know, this is what I was going to ask. My first thought was, the only thing I don't know about this guy is, does he have experience as a returner?
Let me see.
I was trying to look
up. He's got 8 total kickoff attempts and 5 total punt return attempts.
Because that was my initial thought. I thought maybe the Ravens want to do more or look at more guys in this new format to see what works best. That was kind of my thought initially. But if he doesn't have a ton of return experience, this is a little perplexing. I wonder if there's an injury that we don't know about yet.
That's my thing. Because this guy isn't brought in to compete for a roster spot, in my opinion. This guy's brought in, somebody said it in the chat, Redbeard. I don't know if that's the Redbeard, but if it is, he's right. It's a camp body, and that tells me that there's an injury. Yeah, like they need bodies out there to catch passes, and it's just a shame. I wonder who it might be. I take it's a more of a low level guy, judging by this guy being brought in, but
and I guess you need to field guys. I don't know if he's playing tomorrow, but.
Yeah, so we're going to get into who's playing and who isn't playing, and maybe that's another reason you got to have enough guys to actually suit up on Friday playing against the Eagles. But I didn't understand this one, especially on the heels of them signing. Was it Justin Gage a couple days ago, who's had immense success in this league? Yeah, I don't know.
Goofy one.
Yeah, I'm just going to chalk it up to camp depth, and that's it.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, so let's get into the next one here. Are we transitioning right into?
Well, we're gonna talk about camps.
Camp. I said Justin Gage. That's right. There's been two different Gage receivers, and I got the wrong one. So
we're gonna talk about guys to keep an eye on or not. But let's work our way down the list, and then we'll get to that. Of course, this is a preview show, so we're gonna get to that. But we did want to talk about pressers, and all this ties into the game anyway. So what we got next, DK? Ben Cleveland at center. Is he playing well there? I mean, I'll tell you what, Glenn. He would probably be the biggest center in the history of the NFL.
It's gotta be, bro.
You know what I mean?
It's no doubt.
It's ridiculous. But I did see a couple iffy snaps when we were there. A couple high ones, nothing low like like that Buffalo Bills game where McCary skipped it across the grass.
Yeah.
But couple high ones there that, made me a little concerned. My biggest thing, and honestly, I know I give him a hard time, but this is not a knock. This is just a legitimate concern. I do have his concerns about his ability to read and make calls.
Never done it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and it's not something certainly that they talked about on the scouting report as a strength of his game as far as like, being the most cerebral offensive lineman in the history of football or anywhere as that being a big part of his game.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'm shocked. That's where I'm at. I am shocked that this is the direction they go, especially when they drafted Nick Samac with.
That means he stinks.
He must be, stinking up the joint or what? I don't even know. Have we heard anything about the guy? I haven't heard anything, but shocked that Ben Cleveland is playing well enough to where they put him in front of the microphone. Like they're not hiding this guy. Like they put him up in front of the mic and they're going, this is our guy for at least the next 2 weeks while Linderbaum is out. And this isn't something new. They've been working him at center apparently since last season. And this is just another effort, I'm sure, of Ben Cleveland to make his value higher, saying, look, I could be penciled in at now all 5 positions, at least, let's say 4 positions. I don't know if we've seen him much at left tackle, but left guard, right tackle, we've seen him all of those places, and now center. Man, he's making himself more valuable. Do you think, now you're a lefty, Jimbo, so what's your thoughts on a lefty being our center? Because he is a left-handed player. Can that at all disrupt anything? I don't know.
That's a good question. I guess the spin of the ball when you're in shotgun or pistol, stuff like that.
Right.
It's kind of a weird thing.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know. I feel like it would be more of a something to note if you were a long snapper.
Okay.
I don't know. But I think at this point, nah. I think it's fine. Not a big deal.
Okay. But yeah, shocked about they like to pull Linderbaum a lot. They talk about the limitations with Ben Cleveland's mobility. I guess that would change some of that.
Well, yeah, I just think it comes down to the fact that the other guys aren't good enough to be the backup center. And who's the best backup center? He might not be a great backup center. There's things
why not McCary? Like, why is it not McCary?
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Yeah. I don't know. DK saying they want him on the outside. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so. But Rosenberg has taken over the right.
Rosengarten?
Rosengarten.
Yeah.
Jesus. Rosengarten has taken over the first team reps at right tackle. But yeah, okay. Yeah. I guess I have to see it to believe it. I gotta see this guy
maybe once Rosengarten shows out in preseason and cements himself as the right tackle.
Okay. Then maybe they're not ready to give it to him.
Yeah, maybe then you start to see McCary dedicate some more time to playing that backup center. The other thing too is McCary already knows how to do it. And so why give him more reps there?
Yeah, that's
true. What I'm saying? I don't know. That's another thought that comes to my mind, but it's definitely an odd thing. It's something I did not predict going into this season. And it's a guy to look out for tomorrow because Ben Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen, I firmly believe is playing for his career.
Yeah, certainly. Whether that's here or elsewhere, he wants to put good tape out there. Yeah. There's no doubt. But I think he's getting an opportunity at some point in the season. He's going to hit the field in regular season at one of those positions. It's only a matter of when. But man, it's
when we're blowing people out is what we'll hope for.
I hope so. Not injury. But I tell you, it's like every day is a different emotion when it comes to the offensive line for me. Some days I get more encouraged by what I'm seeing, and other days I'm like, Jesus. Or did we really mess up in letting Zeitler leave? Like, now I know that Zeitler staying might have meant no Derrick Henry. It might have meant like we'd have to look at what the resulting effect that would be to bring back Zeitler. But man, I'd feel a whole lot better about our offensive line if Zeitler was at right guard right now.
Yeah. No, I can't say I disagree with you. But I'm still riding, Glenn.
I'm feeling okay.
Yeah, I'm holding out hope. And I like I said, I think the athleticism along with the size that this offensive line can present can cause some problems. And so I'm that's what I'm leaning on. But I do think there will be a lot of these moments.
Yeah.
Especially early on.
Like looking through your fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're watching the replay just
Like what happened?
It just happened. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah,
I
I don't
do
want to
think,
see Lamar behind this line. That's for damn sure.
yeah.
I don't want to see no Linderbaum. Let's wait for him to get back.
Yeah, because that'll definitely solidify a lot of things. But I do think there'll be some major inconsistencies early on because of the youth. If we got 3 guys up front that are 2 of which are really, Rosengarten and Voorhees, first year players for all intents and purposes, of course, and then Falele, who's first year playing at guard. It's a lot of inexperience. Now you got an
Oh, yeah.
all-pro in Ronnie, an old vet there, and you got what I consider to be the best center in the NFL and a Pro Bowler in Tyler Linderbaum in the middle. But still, that's only 2 out of 3 of the 2 out of 5 of the spots. So it'll be interesting to see. But I would say, as a whole, one of the things you guys are going to want to look out for in this game, watch the offensive line rotation. One of the things that Glenn and I pointed out was that Falele, Rosengarten, and Voorhees, those were the 3 that were doing reps with the 1s and the 2s, right?
Yeah.
And they, of course, they do that because they're young. They need the reps. So that'll give us, I think they're going to get a lot of opportunities. Obviously, Ben Cleveland as well, to show out and play well.
It's going to be the most focus I'll have is certainly on the offensive line. Like by far, not even close anywhere else. I mean, there's some other guys I'm certainly looking forward to, but it's all about the offensive line.
Yeah, like I'm legitimately learning how to try and like legitimately evaluate offensive linemen at this point because it's that much of a like not that I mean, you can see a good football player, right? Like, did he keep the guy in front of him? Did the guy get to the quarterback, right? Like, but other things that are like a level deeper, I'm like, all right, I need to figure this stuff out because it's gonna matter. Like, this is a huge deal. You're right, Glenn. Huge deal.
Yeah, and you can't even simulate this in practice. You really, because guys are trying to protect each other. It's still your teammate across from you.
Yep.
So you're just not gonna have that effort until it's game time and it's an opponent across from you.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see here. What's the next? Are we moving to the next topic? You want to put the super chat up?
Yeah, let's check out the super chat.
Let's see what we got here. All right, Manny says, you think we'll see any Leary snaps? I'm intrigued to see what he's got. A absolute ton. I wouldn't be shocked if he has the entire second half.
Yeah.
Maybe Emory Jones will get some. So
to my eye, Glenn, I don't know who you I mean, it's not like either of them were blowing my hair back, but Leary is the epitome of inconsistency. Like at the very beginning of practice when they're warming up and they're throwing these balls out to the, it was like a go route type simulation where it made me think of Joe, dude, because they're talking about the arc of the football and some of them are putting them more on a line and others are trying to arc it. I'm like, dude, where's old Flack when you need him? You know what I'm saying? Just throw it into the stratosphere and come back down to the clouds. It's got like ice on it. You know what I mean? It's just, remember those whistle balls?
Oh, the Vortex?
Yeah, man. Can you imagine Joe throwing one of those?
Dude, he could throw a Vortex 800 yards.
Dude, it would break glass. That noise. It'd be like an opera woman singing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, just throws it in the middle of Manhattan. It just shatters all the windows. I could see it, dude.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That guy throwing a Vortex would be fun to watch. But yeah,
but dude, Leary, Lamar was trying to coach him up. And dude, it was like
put air under it.
Yeah, he was the only one that wasn't, first of all, I forget the trajectory. You got to hit the ball where it needs to go. Like the ball needs to land in the guy's hands.
Good point.
You're a professional quarterback. Dude was chucking it over like multiple times. And anyway, I was like, whew, but then other times it would just be crisp, clean, really nice.
He's a rookie. You expect that, especially of a late round, 6th-round pick. But yeah, I think Tank makes a good point. I want to see why Coach T was so big. Why was that his guy? Why was that Coach T Martin's guy? It's too early to say he made a mistake. I want to see what he's got. He doesn't impress you with his physical, like his physical measurables. That's for sure. When you see him, you're not like, wow, I can't wait to see what that guy's got. But he could impress us. I'm looking forward to it. But let's see how much that Josh Johnson, Devin Leary, Emory Jones split. Let's see where it goes because we know we're not seeing nothing from number 8. But let's move on to the next topic. Yes, Jimbo, I think you owe Broderick an apology. If you guys have not seen the most recent episode of Ravens Wired, it's fantastic. I mean, once again, they knock it out of the park. They do it every single time. It's almost like we already have our own Hard Knocks. It just isn't called that. But they highlighted Broderick Washington's work ethic, Jimbo, and I just want you to I want you to apologize.
You want me to apologize?
I want you to apologize to him. Yep.
Oh, this isn't hard to do. No, I'm happy. Look, at the end of the day, if I got to apologize because the guy's working harder than I suspected, then good, right? But yeah, shout out to Broderick Washington. If you guys have been watching the show for a while, I wasn't too excited about him as a pick, his relative physique, and then he started balling out. And then they highlighted his work ethic and not missing gym days. And he just looks like an absolute monster. And he's an awesome dude based on all I can see. So, yes, Broderick Washington, I'm extremely sorry. I'm excited to root for you. I love the way that you play Raven football. You are a company man. You're a team first guy. And you signed a very friendly deal. So thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, man. No, all apologies and praise to Broderick Washington. You're absolutely right.
Dude works hard, never misses a day. They can't talk him into a day off. Like it's
and you know what? I
crazy.
totally am gonna copy his line this Saturday morning when I'm feeling a little better and I'm out there before the sun's out and be like, dude, I'm Batman.
Oh, is that right? You're Batman?
Yeah, dude. I like to work in the dark, baby.
That's right. When no one's watching.
Yeah,
the lights
dude. I
aren't.
now know the phrase that will help me channel my inner Batman. So thank you, Broderick Washington.
I can see you dressed as Batman, dude. You know, it wouldn't be as impactful when you show up. But I can see it. But all right, let's see here. We got another super chat here.
Let's go.
Let's see what Quan has to say. If Rashad Bateman doesn't pan out, do we make a big trade before the deadline? How many games do we play before we judge Bate and Lamar's chemistry? Well, yeah, I mean, I think we can start judging it right away. I think that's okay. I think as fans, we're allowed to judge that chemistry right away, especially when these guys have been together for years now. This isn't a new player. He's already signed an extension. So I think you can judge it week one, day one. But as far as the deadline trade, I think it's just so challenging to make deadline trades anymore in the NFL. Guys are so glued to their picks, and also the NFL has made it easier for teams to feel more relevant later in the season, so they're not as willing to sell off players because there's 3 wild card teams. There's so many more avenues to get into the playoffs, so it's tough from that regard. But also, guys typically who are going to get traded, they want contract certainty. Like, they want to know that team that's trading for me is going to sign me to a lucrative deal. I can't think of many players that the Ravens would want to give up trade equity and sign a guy to a long-term deal. So I don't think it's likely that they'll be very active for a big name, but I guess it's not impossible in case there's a rash of injuries at the position.
Yeah, I guess what I would say is in short form, whatever the result of Bateman, Lamar, that, whatever Bateman does this season, I think the chances of the Ravens making a big splash at the trade deadline are always relatively slim. Because of that fact, just like you said, Glenn. Now, we've done it. It's not that we've never done it. I mean, we've certainly done it, but I never expect it. I'm always taken back and surprised by it. So, yeah. And then the other thing, just like you said, Glenn, yeah, I mean, the chemistry is what it is. It's, I don't know. It's to be formed. It's not existent. It just isn't there. I don't know what the answer is. It's a weird thing, but
it looks like they were growing it in practice. I mean, this guy's making crazy plays.
Yeah.
It's hurt.
What did Jameis Winston say? You can do the Nicky Knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone in practice, right?
Love that guy, dude.
But and then he was like, "Oh, I just rhymed." You see that? He didn't even mean to.
I hate that he was hyping up Deshaun Watson with that clip, but I love it. Dude,
hey, look, let me tell you what. Jameis Winston knows how he gets paid.
Oh, he does.
He's no fool.
He's propping up that QB1 big time,
because I firmly believe that in his heart of hearts, he believes he's better.
Yeah.
Like, you're a number 1 pick.
Right.
You're a national champion.
Right.
You've been the best forever your whole life.
And he's had success. He's led the league in what? Passing yards?
Didn't he throw a 30-30 year?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Okay, but he's had success. You're right.
For sure. He's probably one of the best backups in the league.
Oh, no doubt. That's the exact player you want as a backup. A guy who 100%. Could come in, and if he catches fire, he could throw for 303 tutties. No doubt. No doubt.
You know what Jameis reminds me of? Do you remember that? Oh, who's that basketball player he was from Europe, from the Kings, back in the day when it was like Doug Christie and
Stojakovic?
Yes. Like, dude, when that dude would go off,
dude, that jumper was
go
pure.
off. right? Like, just stupid. You're like, what is happening here? Like, I can't pronounce this dude's last name. He's already got 35 points.
Right.
Like, I feel like Jameson has some of that in him, just like you're saying. Like,
Yeah,
it's just wild.
He can catch. He's a microwave player. He can catch
Yeah,
fire
that's a
real
good way to
quick.
describe it.
Now he can also throw you right out of a win with 4 straight picks. He can do that too. But I don't
in the
want a
same
guy
game. In the
in
same
the very
game.
same game. He could build you a 40-point lead and then blow it in the fourth quarter. Like he really could.
Oh,
But I want that out of my backup, man. I want a guy who could.
You don't want Tyler Huntley?
No, dude. I'm still not over it. I'm still not over the fumble, bro. I may never be over the fumble.
Yeah.
What's the last? Oh, shout out to Don C. 5 more gifted memberships.
I know.
This guy, I mean,
the GOAT, dude.
Unbelievable. I mean, how much praise can we heap upon one individual? Don C deserves more.
Dude, he's keeping the lights on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Keeping the lights on, bro. Little do you know, Don, we are at the end of our rope. No, I'm kidding. Don, just keeping the lights on, baby. Right, we get that overdue bill.
Jimbo, what is the bet? Collie Swerve says, what's the bet for the sacks? What's the OA bet, Jimbo?
Oh, well, we set it at double digits, right?
Yeah.
And you're betting that he's going to get over double digits. Now, you put in a caveat, of course, to save yourself, that he has to play 14 games.
Well, I mean, I think that's fair.
Well, all I'm saying is ride with your guy or don't.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
He gets rolled up on. That's not really his.
What do you want me to do? Like,
give me the 14 games, and look, you shouldn't be scared.
I'm not scared at all.
Okay, all right. Well, my penalty if he plays 14 games and doesn't register double-digit sacks is I participate in a 5K. What's your penalty, Jimbo? I need something because that's a pretty bad penalty for me.
And I'm gonna pick a good one. Like there's the Druid Hills.
No, we're not doing one in a mountain. We're not doing one in a desert. We're doing one in ideal conditions. Okay,
the Druid Hills, dude. It's just hills the whole time.
Oh, dude, indoors. On a track by myself. Not even a real 5K. Just you with a stopwatch.
Oh my goodness. I gotta eat a cheeseburger.
Oh, this is good. Who said that?
DK.
Oh, DK.
Dude, DK, how bad would you feel if my heart stopped?
Legitimately,
how bad would you feel if my heart just stopped?
Not instantly, off of one, dude. Bro. No way.
Did you imagine? I just seize up. I'm like,
where'd he go?
Glenn's like hit me in the chest.
No, Jimmy, you would be fine. In fact, only thing you would do is, man, you would have a violent bowel movement after that. I'd just get you a baby pool and roll it into your living room. Just sit in that for the next day.
Just get a ton of pads and line my underwear.
It's gonna get messy.
But
yeah,
I'll take the bet.
That's a good bet. I like that.
But okay, hold on.
Now, how long's it been since you had a cheeseburger? Just to let people know how big a deal this is.
Like, it'll be 5 years in January.
Since you've had any meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years.
You're going to love it, bro. You're going to go, I'm back. I'm going to see you at every pit beef stand on
Dude, I'm going
to
to do 3 laps around the McDonald's. I'm going to do dude, I used to hit up the 2 McDoubles, fries, and a large Powerade. I'm going to be back, bro. It was like $5.65 or something.
I love it. Double bacon cheeseburger. I'm getting you the Baconator from Wendy's. That's your burger.
Oh. That just sounds painful.
Just 3 thick patties covered in 6 strips of bacon.
That sounds painful.
You know what? 6 McChickens. I thought that said McNuggets at first. Asmodeus says you got to eat 6 or how about this? The McBanger. You got to eat 1 McBanger.
That's fine.
That's a good one because that's a part of our show, right?
It is, but the Baconator sounds scarier to me. I'll be honest.
Okay, let's do Baconator.
That's more intimidating.
Yep, we're doing the Baconator.
Because like the way I see it in my head is like chicken's one thing, like cows another thing, but then you go straight to pork.
Right to it, dude. In the deep end. Baconator it is. Wendy's Baconator. That's right.
Whew. Yeah,
Dude, you're
you
just
look,
gonna
you can double it up, make it 2.
Dude, what if you turn into the guy from Ben Stiller from Dodgeball and you just go
I
off the
will.
deep end and lose it? Dude?
I absolutely will.
And then we see you 6 months later, your belly's out to here,
And I
you're
just got a tub of
sweating.
ice cream in front of me.
That's you, dude. That's your future. What's his name? Guy or something? What? Oh, I forgot his name.
I
Great
know who you're
movie.
talking about.
Great movie. Thank you, Ray Shaw. And look, everyone's gonna root for me now because they don't want to. It's no fun in watching my out of shape, bony ass go run around a 5K.
Oh, it is fun.
Well, you might enjoy it, but they're not gonna like it as much as seeing you on camera smash down a Baconator.
Okay, but this is the deal.
Oh, here we go. He's
Glenn,
already
you
backing
can't
out.
walk.
No, I'm gonna.
Okay.
No, I will. Full
Prep and go.
Full on participant. Yep.
All right, deal.
All right, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh my god.
It's in stone, dude. Look at him. He's nervous about eating that bacon. You shouldn't be nervous. Oway has no chance, according to you.
I just can't believe I agreed to it.
I love it, dude. DK, I didn't even suggest that because I didn't think there was any chance in hell, but I love it that you're in. I was going to go pizza to let you up, but you'd love that too much. You miss pizza.
Dude, give me 2 of them.
Meat lovers pizza.
Oh, meat lovers would. I think I would be in the hospital for real.
Oh no, I'm gonna cook you a brisket, bruh. Holy.
Put it on a sandwich, dude.
There we go, a little brisket sandwich. But let's I think we have one more
completely off the rails.
I think we have
Wait,
one
I
more.
think we got these super chats though, real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
By the way, Manny, we haven't seen Manny in a while, right?
I thought we've been maybe I'm wrong, but I never knew he left. Manny says, are we mentally prepared for Ayuk to be in Pittsburgh?
He's not going anywhere.
I don't know, man. Apparently they're making a push. I was hopeful and happy to hear New England making a push because then he would have just went there and it would have been no worry for us because they don't have a quarterback yet. But that would make them a much better team. You put Ayuk across from Pickens with what I think is going to be ultimately Justin Fields at quarterback, his team, with Najee and Jalen Warren in the backfield and you got Washington and Pat Freiermuth at tight end. I mean, they rebuilt their offensive line.
Talking about Pat Freiermuth.
I know you weren't a big fan of his. Look, he didn't have a quarterback last year. Okay, he's got small hands, Kenny Pickett. All right, 2-glove Kenny. He's got no chance with that guy as his QB.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean, I would be a little bit more concerned because they don't pay a quarterback. So in theory, they could pay Ayuk. Like they got Russell for $1 million because he's getting paid many mils from the Broncos. What's your take? Any nerves?
Pittsburgh? I think he's gonna stay.
Okay, you think this is all for nothing? This is
just it's just posturing. He wants his money, and they're gonna give him his money.
I love that. Don says we clapped in Cisco. We'll clamp him in Pittsburgh. I like.
He turned down. DK is saying he turned down $30 million a year apparently from New England.
I don't blame him. Why would you? I mean, even though Bill's gone, and I think that the atmosphere is probably better because of that, but they have no quarterback. Bradley Zappi. I mean, who's their quarterback?
May, the kid they just drafted.
Drake May, who's been getting just absolutely killed in the training camp reports.
Has he?
I mean, I know our guy Tez liked him, and he said they got a good one, but there's a big difference between North Carolina and the NFL.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm watching them right now, by the way, Carolina and New England. I'm just flipping back between them and the O's.
Yeah, I'm not. I just feel like flagship teams that want to build, a championship roster. They don't let their number one guys at their key positions go. I could be, I could be mistaken. I just don't see it happening.
That's a good point. As much as Debo is probably their most versatile. I mean, that guy's just a freak show, but I don't know if he can consistently win one-on-one matchups on the outside like Brandon Ayuk can. And that's what makes him so valuable to their team. There's no doubt he's a value. Ravens, those nations can't wait to face Russell Wilson twice in 1 year. I hate to say it. I don't think you're gonna.
Yeah. And that the prospect of facing Russ 2 times a year does increase Oway's probability of sacking quarterback double digits.
He does hold the ball.
So let's go Justin Fields.
Yeah, I think Justin Fields takes over relatively quickly. From what I'm hearing in camp, he's been looked phenomenal. Russell Wilson's been banged up, so it makes all the sense in the world for him to take over. It's just a question of when.
Yeah, and then I mean, I don't know if I'm Russ. I'm after this, I'm done.
Right? You've done
what
enough.
else is there?
Right, you've done enough.
Yeah, go hang out, enjoy your family, and enjoy social media. Like, that's not a knock. That's just his thing, right? Like,
Yeah. No, he
go,
seems to enjoy it.
yeah, go do your thing, bro. I don't know. That's just me. Are we up to date on super chats?
I think we are. Yep.
Nice. All right. So we don't want it to go. Oh, let's talk about. We got one more important thing to talk about here, and then we want to get into.
I don't know how important it is.
All right. Well, talk to me, Glenn.
Yeah, when I watched Derrick Henry on The Wire, I felt like way less of a man. He made me feel like a huge B word. I'll be honest, Jimbo. That dude, I just felt really bad about my lack. This is a little transparent here, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Getting a little vulnerable here, Glenn.
A little vulnerable. I felt embarrassed by my inability to take advantage of what I could have. To take advantage of my frame and what I could have been. It is something that I think about a lot. That I could have been much different. I still know I still could. I know
Never
I still
too late.
could. But I just wish it was more of a habit built into me, instilled in me as a younger person. That way I don't have to forcibly change that part about me now. And I just wish I would have been more because I mean, Jimmy, growing up, it was all about sports. It was all about playing sports every single day. But I never did the exercise. I never picked up the exercise.
Like the
part.
off-field stuff. Yeah.
It was all about on field. That's all I cared about. And I even liked on field practicing because it was on field work.
Yeah.
But I hated the weight room. I would intentionally start lower than I could lift. That way
expectations.
That way I could easily be like, oh, he's showing progress because now he's lifting higher than he was when he started. But it's just because I purposely I was like, when it was not as hard. It's just a horrible way of looking at it. And Henry made me look like a dweeb. He made me look like a dweeb of a man. And that's my fault. No one else's.
Hey, look, you're not alone. I'm sure I had those feelings as well. I'm sure others did also. The only thing I would say to you, Glenn, is that the habit that has already formed has changed. You've morphed into a different human how many times in your life already?
Yeah. Okay.
For the better, right? That's a habit. So you can just, lean on that as a habit and say, I know how to change. It's already a habit of mine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Just,
I gotta be better.
That was my inner Jameis Winston right there.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, I just gotta be better, dude.
Yeah, you got this, bro. But look, everybody measured up to Derrick Henry except maybe Saquon and Jalen Hurts, and Broderick Washington apparently is going to have a little bit of that too.
That's true.
But yes, he's insane out of this world.
He's a beast, dude. He's such a freaking animal. His willingness to embrace the suck that is those tough days is just impressive, man.
And the height, dude, the height and the size is crazy.
His shoulders, bro. His shoulders.
Yeah.
It's no shock that he stiff arms people. You haven't watched. He does exercise with ridiculous amounts of weights where he's just taking the bar and just just working on stiff arming people into the
if that were equivalent to humans, I mean, he's probably got a human and a half, a full-size man and a half on each. Sure. You know what I mean?
It's a torso.
Yeah. Can you hear my son crying? He's so mad right now. Could you hear him?
I did.
He's so mad.
Oh no.
He's still sick, and he really needs me when he's sick. So.
Oh no.
I'm a cool dad.
Been lingering, dude. It's been lingering.
Yeah. Day 4.
Poor kid, man. But all right, I think we can get on to the who won't play and who has to play well. That's the two kind of lists that we're going to.
We got 7-10 minutes left in this bad boy, so let's get into it. Let's start offensive. Yeah, we talked about the offensive line. I think the main 3 that I think you guys should keep your eye on. I know there's back of the roster type stuff, but for me, my eyes are going to be on 72 Andrew Voorhees. Is it 66 Ben Cleveland, right? Is he still 66? Ben Cleveland, and then 78, right? Is no, geez a whiz. Anyway, whatever his number is, he's the biggest. Look for the biggest dude on the screen. That's Falele, Daniel Falele. That would be the other guy. I honestly, because it's going to be hard to keep track of the offensive linemen, I just have my eyes on those 3. I'm not really worried about the other guys at this point. And I know there's back of the roster type stuff, but I want to see the reps for these guys from an offensive line perspective.
Yeah. And the good thing is when it comes to, being able to evaluate players while you're watching a game, the offensive line's in the picture frame a whole lot,
Yep.
where a lot of the other positions is tough because in the broadcast view, you just don't see the guys. But yeah, it's going to be the easiest to grade and also the most important to want to kind of keep your eye on and stay focused. So, all right. So you said Voorhees, Cleveland, and Falele. That's your three that you're really focused on?
Not even gonna try and keep up with the other ones because, I mean, it is prime, opportunity for them, and they're gonna get a lot of snaps based on what we've seen.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think those are those are my biggest focus. But I'm also interested in a couple other younger guys that I'm hopeful will make impactful plays. And Roger Rosengarten is certainly in that group, right? Like, I think he's in that group. I gotta
Oh
have
my gosh, yes.
yeah, Roger Rosengarten's got to be in that group. So he's on my list as well. And also from a pass catching standpoint, I think it'll be fun to see what we might get out of all these guys, including Kadir Ismail. Like, I think he's gonna
Oh,
play a
for
ton.
sure. I was just talking specifically offensive line.
No, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, and I'm just kind of transitioning
Yeah,
to
no, most definitely, dude. He's one to keep your eyes on, right?
yeah, I want to see him. I want to see our guy Dayton Wade. Uh we'll be rooting for him for
Big
many
time.
reasons to have an absolute monster of a game this Friday. And I hope you guys do as well because I think we would all be rewarded if Dayton Wade has a big game. And
Yep,
we're
100%. Are there any running backs you're keeping an eye on? I feel like, I mean, we've got to know who our 3 is, right? Like, until Keaton's back.
yeah, I mean, I'll be watching Rasheen Ali, and it'd be nice if I see something but like that I'm not expecting. But I'm also like not as worried about that position because we have a true bell cow here, and we have a pretty good backup in Justice Hill, and we know Keaton Mitchell's right on the horizon. Well, maybe not right on the horizon, but he'll be here before the season's over. So yeah, I'm not that concerned. Outside of Deontay Hardy, I'm sorry, Dayton Wade. Who else at wide receivers? Because Zay's not playing, right? Zay's not playing. Bates not playing. Do we see Nelson Aguilar at all? Is he with me, or am I by myself looking at my? Okay, I'm all by myself. Nelson Aguilar, I don't think plays. I'm going to put Aguilar in the doesn't play category, and this kind of goes to say why we signed a guy like Scotty Miller. It's because I do think we're going to see a ton of the young guys. We're going to see Devontae Walker. We're going to see Tylan Wallace, Deontay Hardy, Keith Kirkwood, Malik Cunningham. I think is going to have an opportunity to make a ton of plays. Isaiah Washington, Sean Ryan, all those guys are going to play a ton. But I don't want to see Nelson Aguilar. I've already seen enough. That guy is extremely valuable. I don't need to see him. How about tight ends, Jimbo? No Andrews, right? No Likely.
Yeah, no Andrews, no Likely. I want to see Kohler continue his progression. He's definitely going to get snaps out there. And for sure, no Ricard.
No Ricard. That's a good point.
But we did see Scotty Washington get some opportunities in practice. He's a massive human being. So, we wanted to make the most of it, but I really want to see the progression of Kohler. Kohler should be able to go out there on my expectation and dominate.
Yeah.
Third year in the league. Expectations are still high for this kid. So his progression is dominating preseason. Like, I'm not knocking the guys he's playing up against, but at this point in his career, he should be able to dominate in a game like this.
I agree. He's been here too long. He's worked too hard. Yeah. Dominate. No doubt about it. And then also Trenton Simpson on defense, if we transition to the other side of the ball, I want to see a ton of Trenton Simpson in all these preseason games. Why not? He's young. He's hungry. He's set to take on a lot more responsibilities, a much larger role. I want to see a ton of him. And I want to see, also on that side, Tavius Robinson in the front seven.
Yes.
Your guy, Tavius Robinson.
Yes.
He needs to, with the uncertainty around him, we don't know what we're getting from Ajabo. We got injuries to Malik Ham. I want to see Tavius Robinson take off. So definitely him. At the cornerback position, anybody you're looking at in particular?
Yeah, I think that Pepe and Armour Davis are going to get a lot of run early on. And similar to Kohler, they should go out there and we should be able to noticeably tell that they're vets. Outside of that, I also think that Wiggins is rightfully is going to get a lot of run. And so for me, from a cornerback perspective, those are the guys I got my eyes on. Like I said, I know back of the roster guys are important, but I want to see the progression because we still saw some shiesty football from Armour Davis. Pepe looked good. Still got my concerns about Armour Davis and want to see what Nate is as a player.
Yeah. And as far as not playing, just quickly at corner, do you agree that it's Humphrey, Stevens? Is there anyone else at corner that doesn't play?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's it. Did you already mentioned Adisa, right?
No, we haven't mentioned him, but I don't know
Right,
if
what his
he's
status
caught up
is,
to.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
don't
would
know
be
if he
great to see him
plays.
out there just to get our eyes on him.
Certainly, yeah.
But
I'm hopeful.
I think you're right. Those are the only two that sit. Going to further back in the defensive backfield, how crazy would it be if Ardarius sat?
Oh, no way he sits.
No way he sits. But like, dude,
Yeah.
talk about validation.
Oh, that would be nice. That'd be good for
Yeah,
him.
you know what I mean?
I don't even think I think Eddie Jackson plays.
Yeah,
I
because we
think
need people.
yeah, like Kyle Hamilton sits, Marcus Williams sits,
Definitely sits.
and then we talked about the two corners. Everyone else in the DB room plays, and I think
Yep.
plays probably a pretty good amount. As far as the linebackers on the edge, we don't see Kyle Van Noy, right? No
No.
way. Do we see
He doesn't even want to be in camp.
do we see Adafe?
No.
I don't need to see him at all.
I mean, did we even see him on Tuesday?
Nah, he missed practice. So
Yeah.
he might not even be healthy enough to play.
Right.
And then from the interior, Metabike, Pierce, and Travis Jones, I don't want to see him.
Yeah.
But then Broderick's right. I mean, I guess you got to play guys. Like, that's a tough one.
Jones will be the one that'll play, if anybody.
You're right. That's a good call. So no Metabike, no Pierce, no Brody.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because you still got CJ Ravenel, you still got Sanat, you still got Tupel. Or I'm probably mispronouncing that name. Because somebody's got to play. And then in the inside linebacker, no Roquan, but that's about it. Every other linebacker, I think, plays.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm excited to see what oh my gosh, where is it? Why am I struggling? Oh, Trenton Simpson does.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun to watch. Obviously we want him to stay healthy, number one, but it'll be fun to see him out there and get some reps in more of an expanded role.
Yeah, I like Lisa Ann said. I said it briefly, but if Kadir Ismail can show, because like he almost made a fantastic catch when we were at training camp, ends up falling, I think landed on the ball, got shook a little bit, returned to practice soon after. That dude's a huge, like he is a very, very tall guy. He is super tall. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure his goal right now is to put on more muscle, get himself bigger, get a little heavier. Man, watch out for what that guy could be.
Seriously, how crazy would it, how lucky would it be to just have a dad that happens to own a performance gym? Wait, he does. Like, and he'll fully take advantage of that, man. Like, he'll have an opportunity. Hopefully he makes the practice squad and starts to carve a, because look, who knows? Maybe next year he hops his dad's favorite player, Charlie Kohler. Isn't that ironic?
That is kind of ironic. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, there's quite a few guys on this list that I think have to have big games, but there's also quite a few guys that I don't want to see them at any. I mean, I don't know about any point in the preseason. I guess
any point in the preseason.
You don't want to see one snap from Lamar, Derrick Henry, none of them.
Nope.
Okay.
Not a one. After that, J.K. Dobbins, I'm done.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Done. I mean, we could end up with an Aaron Rodgers type situation, but
I got a feeling we will see these guys. Not this game, but down the line. I do think we'll see them.
I hope not. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have your lists out. Take notes of if you need to go back, take notes of the names we just mentioned, because preseason is about that part of the roster. It's about guys that have progressed. It's about the back end of the roster. You're not going to see the regular starters out there, but there's still a lot of intrigue because there's guys out there that are fighting for their careers. Right? They're absolutely playing for their football careers. And so it's a lot of fun. There's not a lot of well-executed plays in the preseason, so that also makes it a bit more exciting. And we get to see what sort of kickoff strategy that John starts to employ in this new kickoff format. So make sure you tune in. The Truth JGW says, Dayton Wade coming out party tomorrow, right? Yeah, that's what we're hoping. That's absolutely what we're hoping. Shout out to Dayton Wade once again. We'll be hoping for the best for him. In his career, and he's been making splashes, and we hope that continues tomorrow night. So we appreciate that. The Truth, but let's go. I think that's all. That's it for us tonight, Glenn.
Yep. But we'll be back tomorrow live. Night.
Yep. Right after the game. So make sure to tune in, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you.